with Nathan and Lori, who are here today as part of our Supporting the Mission theme. And the focus is really on commitment to the show. So how does the show support the mission of HCO?
Yeah, so I'll focus on the integration aspect of it. The mission talks about having individuals live as full members of the community. And so growing up in the musical, I didn't think as much about the integration aspect until this was many years ago, but my mom was talking to a member of the extended family, and he was talking about how at the church he goes to, they have a show for people with disabilities, but only people with disabilities. And my mom said, "Oh, that's cool, but it's not quite like HCO. HCO values integration." And I hadn't thought of that before, how there's in HCO musicals, there's no separation between people. There's no, you stand here, we stand here, kind of a separation. It's, we're all on this together. And I think that definitely shows the mission of HCO of blending and putting individuals that they serve out into the community to live their full lives.
Right, absolutely. Throughout the show, we really become community here as we gather for the show, and community reassembles from year to year, and then we have a new community each year. For us, there are people that we only see during the musical, and it's like coming home to family every year. There's one family that we have come to know and love very, very well, was in the first musical with the boys when they were in it. And to this day, our children and them talk about each other as brothers and sisters, as siblings. So it really, the show supports the mission of HCO by truly building inclusive community.
And how have you been involved with the show throughout the years? I know you guys have taken on different roles. So what are some of those different roles?
Yeah, so I started when I was 5 years old with my twin brother. We started in King and I. And I was in the cast for 14 years. And then this past year, the 15th year, I joined the orchestra. Dr. Michelle was gracious enough to let me join the orchestra as a trombone player since I was away at college. So I wasn't able to come back for the rehearsals to be a cast member. But being a part of the orchestra has been great. But mainly cast member and orchestra are the two roles I've played.
Yeah, and I started 15 years ago as a mom to very young cast members. That was my first introduction to it, just being with Nathan and his brother as they were part of the cast. And just being there, you know, you could see what was going on. So 2 years later, the rest of the family came on board. 3 years later, I guess it was. The rest of the family came on board for Wizard of Oz. Our 4 younger children that were home were all on stage. I was on stage for that. My husband and one of our older sons were backstage. So really, it's been part of our lives for the last 15 years. I've also helped out backstage in various roles of support, from just being stage mom to volunteer support. And some people have seen me in recent years moving sets. So happy to jump in and just be part of it.
And Lori, I think you're being kind of modest on some of your volunteer roles, because you also do a lot just to keep us going backstage, and a lot of volunteer roles out in the lobby to make sure things are running smooth, recruiting volunteers. So I'm not going to let you get away with not taking some credit, because I can't imagine not having you as part of the musical. So thank you so much.
Thank you. It's really quite easy, because there's so many amazing people that are just, how can I help? What can I do? And you say here, and they show up. So it's really just bringing a community together in very different ways, and drawing on all sorts of people's ability to commit in terms of time and how they can help and be part of it. So it's a gift. It really is.
So with all the time that you guys have put in just over the years, the thousands and thousands of hours, why is it important to you to dedicate so much time for this production?
So first, there's just the family aspect of it, of of getting to make these connections and be with the people who have been so integral in our lives. My sister graduated a couple weeks ago, and my other sister put together a video of people saying congratulations. And so many of the people were from the HCO musicals, the connections we made there. So just being with our friends and family is really, really special. Also, just at the end of the production, there's a sense of exhaustion because there's a lot of work, but also a sense of deep fulfillment, like we accomplished something really special that gives back to the community and also gives back to an organization that does so much for the community and for all members in the community.
Yeah, I mean, for me, first of all, I love the thrill of being part of such a high quality production, and the opportunity that my children have to be part of such a high quality production. I mean, I won't lie, it's something to behold. And I've just also come to appreciate how the whole experience really mirrors the agency of HCO, of bringing people together to form community where all are valued and respected and all have a role to play in the community.
Well, thank you to both of you for all of the support that you give HCO, all of the time that you donate every year to make sure that this musical is so wonderful for the entire community. So thank you to your entire family.
I'm here with Chris Antoff and Vicki Kada. Both ladies are actually on our sponsorship committee for our musicals each year. And we're here to talk a little bit today about the sponsorship committee and a little bit about their involvement in that role. So ladies, can you tell me a little bit about how you each got connected with HCO and the musical?
Well, I've been involved with HCO for over 10 years. And when I retired, my sister decided that she thought I would be a good candidate for getting involved. And she worked here as a receptionist at the time. So she decided to put her sister into the committee and get me involved in the whole program. And I really enjoy doing it because I love people. And being I lived here my whole life and have worked here my whole life, I feel that I'm a good asset to the sponsorship committee also. So.
What about you, Vicki?
My connection with HCO started actually when my son wanted to audition for one of the summer musicals. And that was basically as soon as he was old enough to do so. He's been in 7 of the productions so far. And we've had the opportunity to just get to know so many wonderful people, staff, people served by HCO, other community members, just so many great people who come together each year for the musical. And so while my son was busy at rehearsals and I was driving him to and from, I began volunteering. I actually started volunteering as a lobby coordinator during the production schedule and then joined the sponsorship committee last year.
Nice. Well, thank you for all that you guys are doing. So obviously being on the sponsorship committee, you guys know that the musical is, HCO's main fundraiser. It brings in about $150,000 of in-kind and financial donations. So can you talk a little bit about your role on the sponsorship committee and what you're doing?
I was asked to join the committee last year, so I'm still a bit of a newbie in my role. But in a nutshell, I guess I think of my role as having the privilege to speak with local businesses who have supported HCO's musical in the past, to thank them, and to invite them to continue supporting the mission of the agency with a sponsorship donation, along with potential new donors who maybe aren't aware of the fundraiser associated with the musical. And it's just a really great opportunity to spread the word, not only about the musical, but obviously about the mission of HCO and the people it serves. And it makes it easier to ask people for money when you know the great work behind HCO, and you're really just asking people to be part of it.
Well, that leads me right into my final question, I think. Why do you ladies feel so passionate about being a part of this committee? You dedicate so many volunteer hours to the HCO mission and the musical. So share with me a little bit more about that.
Well, I'm passionate about HCO because they do wonders with the clients. I've seen them interact in many ways, and it just warms my heart to see how these clients relate with their staff too, and they just are all like one big happy family, which I think is really great. And to me, I feel that my time is worthwhile in serving on this committee because these people are so happy at what they do, and especially when they're involved in the play. I mean, I look at these people that are on stage, and I mean, they're just beaming because they're on stage and they're singing with everyone and they're dancing up there, and they just feel like such a big part of it. And it just makes me feel really good to think that I've been involved in that way. So.
For me, I think when my son first started participating in the musicals, I honestly don't think we realized that it would become more than just an opportunity for him to do what he loves most, and that's perform on stage. But as we grew into the HCO family, we were able to really see the impact that HCO is making on the lives of people it serves, and really our entire community. And I was able to see that my son was learning so much from the HCO clients and his interactions with them. And so it really became a very natural progression for me to join the sponsorship committee. And when you believe in the mission of an organization, it's really quite easy to go out and ask other people to become part of it. So that's why I think I've really become passionate about HCO.
Thank you, ladies. Again, your support on that committee and everything that you've been involved with Home and Community Options has been an absolute blessing. We are so lucky to have both of you. So thank you for all of the work that you continue to do to support us.
Thank you. I enjoy it.
It's a pleasure.
So thank you, Michelle and Brenda, for being here to talk about our Supporting the Mission theme today, and really diving in about the musical internship and how you guys have fun together on stage. So first, Michelle, can you share how the musical internship helped prepare you for your now career at HCO?
Yeah, of course. So when I started as a musical intern, I was working part-time in SS 66B, which was working one-on-one in homes. And then working as a musical intern, it really helped me prepare for working with multiple individuals at once, working with multiple different needs. I was working with verbal, nonverbal, multiple communication styles. We had some signing, some speaking, and then also we had differing mobilities. And with Brenda in particular, working along someone who is blind, I had to adapt how I support her because I had to help her learn and help her learn all the songs and the dances. And so I got to learn myself at the same time.
And Brenda, how does Michelle help you be more independent when you're on stage?
She helps me get up there, and then she teaches me the songs, so that's nice.
Okay, so it sounds like you need support being able to get up and onto the stage, so Michelle's able to help you with that.
Basically, yeah.
And what's your favorite, because I know you two have a lot of fun together, so what is your favorite part about being in the musical together?
I don't know what Michelle thinks, but I enjoy it because it gives me more time with her.
More one-on-one time?
More one-on-one time.
Oh yeah, that's pretty fun. And then for me personally, before I did my musical internship, I didn't know Brenda at all. And now it's been 2 years. We've done 2 plays together. And so my favorite part was building our relationship. We went from never speaking to each other to I help Brenda change. I help her cruise around stage. I help her keep safe. when we're on stage, and she has to trust me to do all that with her. And then behind the scenes, we get to chat while we're waiting in the green room. We talk about her day, we talk about our weekend plans. And so just getting to know Brenda, that's been my favorite part.
And you get to be up close and personal to hear Brenda's beautiful voice, because
Oh yeah,
she does have a very beautiful voice.
Thank you.
And so why do you think people should be a part of the musical?
This way people can get to know each other better, at least.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have to agree with Brenda. The musical, it really helps us engage in the community. It helps our HCO individuals get to meet the community. We're socializing. It's a stress relief. We get to all express our uniqueness, and we all get to bring something to the stage. And at the end of the day, we have, after all our hard work, after all our practices and choreography sessions, we have a wonderful musical that we get to share with everyone.
Well, I know everybody's going to miss seeing you on stage this year, but we can't wait till 2021 to see both of you up on the stage again for Annie. So thank you.